Worldwide, approximately 10 million metric tons of olives are produced every year. Of those, 93% go into the production of olive oil, while the remaining 7% are used as table olives. Those numbers probably sound staggering, but since you need between 5 and 6 kilograms of olives to produce just 1 liter of olive oil, you can really see why such high volumes of olives are required. Now, olives have been grown and harvested to make olive oil for thousands of years. But as you can imagine, the harvesting and production processes have evolved over the years, especially in more recent times, to create the amazing olive oils that we have today. Traditionally, olives were harvested by hand, sometimes with a small rake for pulling olives off the branches. This approach is obviously quite arduous and time-consuming, so nowadays, vibrational harvesting is typically used, in which light vibrations are transmitted to the tree so that the olives drop into nets below for collection. Vibrations can be provided by handheld combs or rakes, or they can be transmitted directly to the trunk of the tree. These mechanized approaches are quite a bit faster, which is beneficial as it decreases the amount of time between harvesting and crushing. There really shouldn't be more than a few hours between the time that the olives were harvested and when they are crushed. If too much time passes before the olives are crushed, they begin to decay or oxidize, and it results in a poorer quality olive oil. Think of extra virgin olive oil as a fresh pressed fruit juice, since technically that's what the oil is. So the fresher the olives, the better the oil. And in terms of when harvesting occurs during the growing season, it's often a fine balance between mature, ripe olives that pick easily, but not so mature they have lost their desirable oil chemistry and tasting notes. Olives in the northern hemisphere are typically harvested sometime between October and December, whereas in the southern hemisphere, olives are usually harvested between April and June. It may surprise you to know, but the only difference between green and black olives is actually in their level of ripeness. When they are young, all olives are completely green, and they become progressively more purple as they ripen. If they were allowed to stay on the tree, olives would eventually turn completely black. So those green, unripe olives tend to have a lower oil content, but that oil is higher in biophenols and antioxidants. Conversely, those black olives have accumulated more oil, but it is usually a milder oil without as many of those antioxidants. So that's why early season olive oils tend to be more robust, high biophenol oils than the late season oils, which are usually milder in comparison with fewer biophenols. At Evolution, you will find a range of monovarietal extra virgin olive oils from the freshest olive harvests around the globe, be it northern or southern hemispheres, and from early to peak season. Next time you are in store, try tasting them to see what sort of flavor profile suits your palate best.